my mom passed when I was a teenager, and then I started looking into other dimensions, other worlds, and how to connect to someone who's passed on. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Gratitude is sort of the cheat code to this matrix. And so we want to show people that no obstacle should be feared in life. We are part of a bigger source, and we're all together, and together we rise.
नमस्कार. आई वडिलांच्या कष्टांमुळे, मित्रमंडळींच्या सपोर्टमुळे फ्रान्समध्ये आधी शिकायला आणि आता कामासाठी राहिलेला मी एक कलाप्रेमी सचिन. मी इथे कान्स फिल्म फेस्टिवलमध्ये आहे आणि मी गेल्या वर्षी कॅथरीन अबोयाला भेटलो होतो इथे आणि यावर्षी मी परत आलेलो आहे. सो हॅलो कॅथरीन, हाऊ आर यू?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good too, thank you. So Kathryn is from Canada. She did an Indian film called Mekhla. So let's ask her about it. So what is this, your film Mekhla is about?
The film started off as a tiny little project, and now it's grown into many people around the world that are coming together, teaching us how to anchor our divine feminine and masculine counterparts in perfect balance, to open our hearts, to allow the toroidal field clear of debris, so we can attract all the beautiful blessings that want to come in and align ourselves with our soul's mission in this lifetime.
Very interesting. I can understand that you have very nice spiritual background. How did that come to you?
My father was raised Muslim, but he's never opened the Quran, and my mother was raised Roman Catholic, and when they came together in Canada, they said that we'd be raised on love. So I didn't have any spiritual practice, but my mom passed when I was a teenager, and then I started looking into other dimensions, other worlds, and how to connect to someone who's passed on. And when I read the other spiritual texts from all the other religions, I noticed that there was a similar through line, which was be kind to yourself, be kind to others. And that was sort of the base of all of them. And that gratitude is sort of the cheat code to this matrix, this paradigm. And that the religions are kind of like cuisines. You have the different ingredients, you add spices and it becomes Indian or Japanese or Italian, and they're all delicious. And I like to eat all of them. I have all the books, all the texts from all the different religions, and I keep learning about new ones. So for me, it's as a glutton, I like to experience them all. So
Wow, this is so interesting. Last year, I remember you had Ganesha card. So
Yes.
what's the story behind that?
it's going to sound quite bizarre, but I was in Connecticut, and I met these men who were channeling, and one of them said, your ancestor is trying to get a hold of you. And I said, okay, well, what's his name? And he said, Ganpati. Oh, no, he said Ganesh.
Okay.
And I said, who's Ganesh? And then I looked into it, and I saw that Ganesh was a god of artists, creators, storytellers, writers, and he removes all obstacles in your life.
Yes.
He carries an axe and a bowl of sweeties, and he helps every time you break through an obstacle, he gives you a candy. And he doesn't want anything to be taken seriously. He wants just laughter to shake up the vibration of anything serious. And I thought, that's a god I can get behind. So I started praying to him more and introducing other people. And then I realized there's a community of people all around the world who pray to Ganesh.
Yes.
And then I started finding him a marble statue in Baja, Mexico, on the beach. They're just everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So we're looking at casting Julia Roberts in our film because she's a Hindu. After she did Eat, Pray, Love, she became a Hindu. And then her children, when she went to the ashram, became the twins, were named Ganesh and Lakshmi. So we have an actor in mind to play Ganpati himself, and he's a comedian. He's Canadian Indian. And so we want to show people that no obstacle should be feared in life. Any obstacle that comes to you, you just break it up with laughter, and every time you break through your obstacle, you have a little candy, because Ganesh can't experience in the physical, he experiences in astral.
Spirituality, yes.
So every time you enjoy this little sweet on his behalf, he's very grateful, because that's what keeps his belly full and very happy.
It's very interesting. Yes. So how did film and everything, so the spirituality is, I understand, but how did you decide to make a film about it, or how did the film come to you?
It might sound a little strange, but I'm writing it with my mom. So I'm channeling her. And we wanted, Ganesh wasn't consciously in my mind, but we just thought, as I started writing, I started praying to him more, and then I thought it might be appropriate to to introduce some of the elements that he brings to
the world.
to the world, yeah. Because also I was spiritual or maybe love-based, and then I became an atheist after my mom passed, because I thought there's no way that there'd be a God if a God could take away someone's mother and have all these other horrible things that happen. And so then when I started looking into it, I just thought whether there is a God or there isn't a God, I've felt and seen it, but either way, my life has become much better now that I have faith in something greater than myself.
Very interesting. Now we are here at Cannes, so I would like to talk about that.
Yes.
How many times have you visited Cannes Film Festival, and how was the visit this time?
My first time was last year when we pitched at the Shark Tank, when I met you.
Yes.
And so this year I came, and it was, as usual, incredible. You meet beautiful people and wonderful experiences. And I've noticed that this year there's a lot more people that are very open to spirituality and very open after everything that's happened. They want to see something that gives us hope in something greater.
Yes. So have you had a chance to watch Indian films this year at Cannes? We had 3 Indian films premiering this time.
I saw Footprints on Water in London.
Oh,
the premiere.
that's
I was at the
nice.
premiere for Mohan. It was incredible film. Don't tell anyone, but I haven't watched a film this festival.
Oh.
I know, it's horrible. We were going to go tonight, but we haven't had
I can imagine so many meetings and conferences are there. It's hard to watch your movies here. I can understand.
Yes.
But when you come to Cannes Film Festival, what do you expect? Like, what are your expectations when you're coming here? How do you plan?
I don't plan. I just plan to connect with like-minded hearts.
Wow, that's a short but very appropriate answer to this. So my question next is, how are you looking at, like, let's assume that this is a film. You are doing your part, and at the same time there's a director, which is you looking at this scene. And how did that director wants this film to go ahead? Like, how do you see that film going in next scene, or where?
I think that it's important for us to remember that we are part of a bigger source, and we're all together, and together we rise. So there's nothing that, it's not we're separate from this, or we're separate from this pillow or the sand or anything that's here. It's all part of the same, we all have a different frequency that we're vibrating at. And so the next scene would be that everyone truly remembers how spectacular they are.
That's superb. Very nice. And coming back to the films, how do you think, like, film in general, or how do you think they will propagate in the future? What projections do you have for films?
I don't have the magic wand, but what I can definitely say is
Just
that
by your experience, just.
storytelling has been happening ever since we were hunting and gathering. Storytelling is the most collaborative art form in the world.
Yes.
If the lighting guy isn't lighting you properly, you can't see. If the sound person isn't, doesn't have the right mic, you can't hear. If the actor isn't connected to the story, you won't believe the story.
Correct.
So they say, one of my acting coaches in Australia said, every film starts as a 10 out of 10 stars. And for every major fight you have on set, take off half a star. So it's important to remember you're developing and building a family. All of you are there together. You're going to get grumpy, you're going to get tired, you're going to be frustrated. All those things happen, but it's to remember that we've come to create a story to connect to the audience, for them to escape their everyday lives where they could be doing any sorts of jobs. And they say during a recession, there are 2 industries that still survive, and one is the booze industry, and the other is film, because people need to escape.
Yes.
Some people are doing just, the jobs are, you're like in a hamster wheel doing these jobs, and you just have 2 hours to escape. So we need to give our entire hearts to them so that they can really experience.
Correct, yes.
That's why Tom Cruise said he did a theatrical release. He waited during COVID because he said, Top Gun, people have been waiting for 30 years to see it.
Exactly.
There's no way we're going straight to VOD. We are doing a theatrical release. And they said, well, what if it had been 10 years? He said, I would have waited 10 years. I wouldn't care. So that it's for the audience. It's for all of us to connect together.
It's very interesting. And do you have plans to visit India? Any plans about that?
I have been trying to go back to India for 15 years now.
Oh
so
my God.
Now I've got Ganesh on the case, and it seems like it might be happening very soon. So.
We wish you very best for your next film with Julia Roberts and the character with Ganesh. And may you visit India soon for the film, probably.
Yes.
And thank you for connecting with us. द जॉईंट आणि महाराष्ट्र मंडळ फ्रान्स यांच्या जॉईंट कनेक्शनमधून बनलेल्या कान्स गोष्टीमध्ये आपण कॅथरीन अबोयाशी गप्पा मारल्या. थँक्यू व्हेरी मच कॅथरीन, गप्पा मारल्यास. थँक्यू. थँक्यू. थँक्यू.